Hello everyone and welcome back to another math video. Today we're going to be looking at how do you reduce and simplify fractions to their lowest terms, so similar to these problems that you see up on the screen here. Okay, your Ricasso Recap starts now. In 30 seconds or less, here's what you need to know before you start this lesson. You should already know how to find greatest common factor. So you may not find it exactly using this method, but you should be able to know, okay, greatest common factor of 18 and 12 is 6. All right, new lesson starts now. Here we go. So this says write 6 over 12 in lowest terms. So we need to look at 6 and 12, and I'm going to skip over this work here because we want to find what is the greatest common factor for 6 and 12. Okay, so after you do the work or do it in your head, right, you should come up with a GCF of 6. And so what you do with that GCF, there are two ways to think of this. One, we started with 6 over 12, and what you're really doing is you're dividing each of these by 6. And when you do that, 6 divided by 6 is 1, 12 divided by 6 is 2, and this is now written in lowest terms. This is reduced. This is a simplified fraction. The other way to think of it is if you look at the table, if you make a table, right, 1 and 6, 2 and 6, so it's the number that is left in the table. You started with 6 over 12. You take out the 6's, you're dividing out the 6's, so that leaves you with a 1 and a 2, right? And that's how you end up with 1 over 2, or 1/2. Oh, one last thing. It's important that you use the greatest common factor. If you had used, for example, 2 is on both lists. 2 is on both, but if you use 2, it will not be reduced all the way, and you would have to reduce again. So it's important to use the greatest common factor, not just a common factor. All right, here's our cool clock for today, which means that it's time for you to practice what you just learned. Go ahead and pause the video and try these two problems on your own, and when you're ready, you can unpause the video and we'll check your answers. Okay, now that you've had time to work these problems, let's check your solutions. Okay, for the first problem, here is the work. Final answer should have been 2 over 3. And for the second problem, the GCF was 2, so the reduced simplified fraction in lowest terms is 11 over 15. Now, the last type of problem I want to show you, okay, I've already worked out the tables for you, and you will notice that the greatest common factor for this, for 24 and 25, is 1. Okay? And so if the greatest common factor is 1, then it is already written in lowest terms. 24 over 25 cannot be reduced. It cannot be simplified any further. It's already written in lowest terms. And so this problem is actually already done. You need to work out the greatest common factor, but it's already reduced. All right, that is it for today. I hope you all have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.